Coming up, Disney lays off more executives. Disney bus driver is awarded more than $1 million in a settlement. And Diane Disney Miller, Walt's eldest daughter, passed away last week at age 79. We'll talk some more about that. And we're also going to share our favorite things to do at Walt Disney World for the holidays. From the Bob Varley Studio in Orlando, Florida, this is the DIS Unplugged. This is the DIS Unplugged, episode 662, for the week of November 26th, 2013. The DIS Unplugged is sponsored by Dreams Unlimited Travel, helping you plan the perfect Disney vacation. Whether it's a trip to Disney's Aulani Resort in Hawaii, a Disney cruise, an Adventures by Disney vacation, or a visit to Disneyland or Walt Disney World, Dreams Unlimited has the agents that specialize in all of it. For more information or for a no-obligation quote on your next Disney vacation, visit them on the web at www.dreamsunlimitedtravel.com. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the show, coming to you live from the Bob Varley Studio in Orlando, Florida. I am your host, Pete Werner, joined at the table this week by my good friends John Magi, Kevin Close, Teresa Eccles, Kathy Whirling. Back in the production nook, we have a full house. Producer, that's not the production nook, producer Dustin West with his sunglasses on. Associate producers Sean Thomas.
What?
Sean Thompson and Craig Williams. We call them Shane Thomas and
Greg, Will,
Shane, Greg, and Justin.
Shane, Greg, and Justin, yes. So
It's no direction.
wow, very good, very good.
They're a popular group of boys.
Yes, I get it.
Do you see what he did there? You see what I did there?
I did that. That was...
Wow, that joke needed explanation for Teresa. That's sad. That's sad. All right, so it is great to be here. We are, some of us are just off a Royal Caribbean cruise. We were on with some of our Dreams Unlimited travel agents this past week. We had a great time.
I think we did. I had a lot of fun this trip.
And I enjoyed the freedom.
Even though it was work, we had a lot of fun this trip.
I enjoyed the freedom. One of the shows I want to do in the beginning of the new year is a DCL versus Royal Caribbean comparison. I think
a death match.
A death match, yes, yes. But kind of like what I did with Norwegian, my Alaska cruise on Norwegian and my Alaska cruise on Disney. Kind of do the same thing, but kind of compare our CCL and
awesome.
So,
I think that'd be great.
We have some things to talk about in housekeeping. This is one of those things where I need to ask for your help. It's a personal favor. Personal favor to me and to the show. I know many of you remember Ben from the podcast, who came on last year and did this amazing segment for us, talking about being autistic and what it was like for him when he would visit Disney World. It was probably one of the best segments, if not the best segment we've ever done. And people still talk about it to this day. Well, Ben has, in school, he's obviously in high school, and he is, for a class that he's taking, he had to enter a contest to show his work. The topic of the contest is distracted driving. Big issue right now, people texting and driving. I see it all the time. I see people, it's all the time.
I actually scream out the window at people.
I'm sure you do. And so he was asked, as part of this class, to enter into this contest where they had to basically draw, an image of, something to promote.
Kind of like an advertising.
Thank you. I really said that. I spoke that very good. Top prize in his category is $500, as well as money to his school. This is being sponsored by Allstate Insurance. Voting goes on until December 11th at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, and you can vote daily until then. And it's not limited to one vote per person, so you can keep voting. You do have to register to vote, so please take the time to do that. The 10 submissions with the highest votes will then proceed to the finals that will be voted on by judges from Allstate, and the winner will be announced on January 22nd, 2014. For those watching the video show, we have up on the screen right now the page and the image. We can't really see it too well that Ben did. I really encourage you to go out and take a look at it. He did a brilliant job with it. And I'm really proud of him, and he really wants to win this. So if you could show him your support, please, and go and give him votes. I normally don't like doing this, but it's Ben, and Ben's real special to us, and we want to support him, and we want to show him we love him. And, he's had to overcome a lot in his life, and he's done it with such grace, and everybody saw that on the podcast, how well-spoken he was, how well he communicated. What that experience was like for him. And that's not something we get to hear often. Sometimes it's difficult for kids in that situation to put their feelings into words, and he did it so beautifully in that show. And I want to make sure we put a link in the show notes page to the Ben Show this week so that people can go back and take a look and understand why I'm asking you to show him your support. So we'll have a link to all of this on the show notes page, plus we're going to be putting it up on Facebook as well sometime later today. So if you could do that for me, I would really appreciate it. So
I also think it's good.
It is. It's a very good thing. It's a very good thing. It's a great message.
But I also think his artwork is good.
It's really good. He did an amazing job. I mean, he did an amazing job with it. I'm not asking for you to vote for him just because he's Ben, but I certainly want that. But also because this was really creative and really, really well done. So go take a look at it. Like I said, show notes page, disunplugged.com. You'll find a link to all of that. Also, on disunplugged.com, you will find our Disneyland edition, hosted by Tom Bell and his amazing team. Coming up this week, Nancy Johnson has the final part in her Legoland series, and special guest Denise Hawkins talks about the youth education series and other behind-the-scenes stories that she's experienced at Disneyland. I also want to encourage everybody to go back, if you didn't get a chance to, listen to last week's Disneyland show. Michael Bowling did a beautiful tribute to Diane Disney Miller, and I think you should go back and listen to that. That was in last week's show, and so if you get a chance, please go listen to that. And I also just want to plug for subscribers on our YouTube channel. We're rocking and rolling with YouTube. Craig just put up a ride through of the Haunted Mansion in Disneyland with the Nightmare Before Christmas overlay, and you did an awesome job with that.
Thank you.
That's a tough attraction to film. And you got it. You did a great job. I sat there and watched it all the way through and was like, oh my God, this looks great.
Thank you. I mean, it was torture having to go on Haunted Mansion Holiday 3 times.
See, I told you he did multiple takes with that. And that, yeah. So great job with that. Great job with that. That just went up on our YouTube channel. You want to find out when we put stuff like that up on YouTube, all you need to do is subscribe, and you'll get notified every time we add new videos, which is like 14 times a day. So that is what I have for housekeeping. Anybody else?
I have a couple of things for housekeeping. First, I want to put out a request for prayers and good thoughts. One of our Dreams Unlimited travel agents has had a health crisis, a health scare this week, Carol Annette. I don't want to go into specifics. She's asked that we not, but we hope you guys keep her in your thoughts and prayers, and we're hoping that she does well this week. My second housekeeping is I have a surprise. I have some news about our Backstage Magic coming up in December that even Pete doesn't know about.
Okay. I never do.
He never does.
I tell people all the time, and they laugh, and they think I'm kidding. They just roll me out for parties. I have no idea what's going on.
Okay, Liz.
It's what it's gotten to.
We have two things are going to happen on our Backstage Magic coming up this December. First of all, Fred, I don't know his name, Fred from
Apollo.
From
Adventures by
Disney is going to be joining us this trip.
Are you two having a stroke?
We are.
In tandem.
Did you know this? Is that why you're...
Yeah, that I know.
Okay, so that you knew. We also have a very special guest joining us. We're going to have Marty Sklar
Oh, really?
join us for the parade watching in Disneyland. Everyone who's on our trip is going to get Marty's new book, and Marty's going to do a book signing for us.
Awesome.
Wow.
So we're really excited about that.
Very
When we
nice.
do the parade, ABD picks this really choice spot and sets up benches, and everybody else who's crammed up along the curb looks at us with absolute envy.
That's why they do it.
They do, and they have little tasers to get you back. Don't bother the ABD folks.
So we're excited that Marty's going to be joining us, and hopefully, maybe other trips, future trips, we can get him to join us as well.
Awesome.
But we always like to do new and different things, so who knows what we'll do in the future.
Okay. Awesome. Anything else for housekeeping?
I do.
Me too, but go first.
Okay. I just wanted to mention that we have a a thread on the DIS Unplugged board about when all the Give Kids the World events are for next year. So if you want to plan your social calendar in advance, December the 3rd is Giving Tuesday. We have a link. We'll have a link up that you can help Give Kids the World. They've all been challenged to raise additional money, and Giving Tuesday comes after Black Friday and Cyber Monday. So now there's Giving Tuesday that a lot of organizations participate in. So, if you could help us out, if you donate on our site, it's going to be credited to Give Kids the World, so it helps on both ends. So if you could, whatever you can spare, it would be greatly appreciated. And then I'm doing hand
You
signals.
are. You're doing all
She
kinds
is.
of hand
She's doing-
signals.
Okay, and then finally, I didn't know Teresa was going to be here, but I have this note that I got from from Justine, and I just wanted to, we always talk about how it just takes $10 and if 10 people do it. And she sent me this morning, and she said, I just wanted to let you know that my dancers raised $200 for Give Kids the World during their recital this past weekend. We had a very small group of about 48 kids, but $1 from each ticket sold to the recital was allocated to this donation. Tara was nice enough to send me a copy of the song written by the Nova Scotia group for Give Kids the World, which we performed as the recital finale.
Oh my gosh.
So this shows you how all these communities are connected together.
Unbelievable.
As soon as I get a copy of the video, I'll let you see it.
Oh, absolutely.
I explained to my girls what Give Kids the World was about. I had them record their holiday wish, and we played them between dance numbers. I was surprised that many of them actually understood what I told them about Give Kids the World. And instead of wishing for a new toy, they wished for sick kids to get better or for families to be together at Christmas. I teach at a community
There
center,
goes
and
Teresa.
most of my kids range in age from 3 to 9. I'm really proud of them. And she's going to be sending the check out. So thank you, Justine.
That's
awesome.
amazing. And for those not watching the video version, we were putting up a picture of these beautiful little girls in their recital. So that's fantastic, and that's exactly what we wanted, from the beginning with this.
And it doesn't have to be something big.
No, it doesn't.
It's $1 at a time.
But you change those kids, too.
Yes.
And it's about awareness. It's about awareness of what Give Kids the World does, and that's an even bigger battle for them than raising money. And getting the word out about, like Pam Landworth said to me at one point, if people don't know we're here, we can't help them. And so we need to get the word out. We're not going to. They turn no one away. They turn no child away. So then you hear stories like this. This is exactly what I meant when I said, I wanted the community to pick up the ball. I wanted our community to pick up the ball and run with it. Come up with ideas like this. Come up with things to do like this. $200. That's fantastic.
Can I just plug something before you go at the end? I just want to remind people that there will be a donation basket at Disapalooza for all of the little items that were on the wish list. And you can go to the webpage, or the DIS Unplugged webpage, and find the items that Give Kids the World is looking for. There will be a donation basket as you come into the party or inside the party. We're still not sure where that's going to be, but one of us should be able to point you to it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And I just wanted to say, too, we're going to talk a little bit about it later, but when I was on the bus for the NASA event last week, it was really funny because there was this lady talking about Henry Landworth and what he did with the astronauts. And I just thought, wow, how cool is this? My Disney World comes together with my NASA World and Give Kids the World. It doesn't get better than that.
That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, Kathy's going to tell us a little bit more later in the show about the experience she had out at NASA last week, which is really, really, really cool. She got to do some really cool things. So, great. Teresa, you said you had.
Yeah, a couple weeks ago, you had put out the call that we were going to do a cookie swap. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you've noticed, we've been getting some recipes.
We have been getting some recipes
Wondering
in.
what that was about.
Well, you're going to, everyone, we got to pick a recipe and you're going to cook it and bring it to the show. Did I mention that? Did he mention that you were involved? Kevin will be
Does
cooking.
Famous Amos one of the recipes?
Does my recipe
Some
come
of
in
them
one of those tubes?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, but I thought that was really. We got a lot of good recipes
we
coming
did.
in. We need to figure out who's going to do what, and
I'm going to volunteer you.
Okay, I'm going to let you know what you're going to cook then.
Okay.
Okay. And my second rapid fire is today I received my 25-year pin for being married to an Eccles. 25 years.
Wow.
Congratulations.
Big feat. Took a lot of
My name is
hard
Teresa.
work.
I'm married to an Eccles. Hi, Teresa.
So yeah,
Sounds like a reality show.
I know. 25 years.
Congratulations,
Good job.
25
Thank you.
years.
Congratulations.
A few of them were really good. So
Wow.
The middle years.
yeah. So I talked to him on the way over here. Because he works nights. So we spoke last night before he went to work, and when I was on my way over here this morning, he said, "Did you get me anything?" I said, "Yeah, I guess a promise for 25 more years." Well, hopefully that's the gift that keeps giving. 25 more years with me, dude. So hopefully
Is there a receipt?
he'll continue to evolve,
Gift
and
receipt with
at
that.
some point.
That's awesome.
Be good.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Fantastic.
Congratulations. I have a little joy to share. Maybe it's a weird way to put it, but for anybody who's around our age, looking at this side of 50 or on that side of 50, you remember back in the mid-'70s when Monty Python started airing on television in the
Before
United
my
States.
time.
And no, it's not, dear, because it wasn't before mine. I was a huge Monty Python fan, and like I said, I was on the cruise last week, and I didn't realize the tickets for the reunion tour at the O2 Arena in London had gone on sale Saturday. Sold out in 43 seconds.
Wow.
I managed to score 3 of them.
Ooh, good for you.
And so on July 4th, I will be seeing the 5 surviving members of Monty Python.
That's our next
Wow.
fam.
Bye.
Bye. Bludgeons
So I'm really
me to
excited.
death.
I'm very, very excited. I'm going to get a chance
Very
to
cool.
see, John Cleese and Eric Idle, all those. No, not doing it for you.
He's not.
I'm
He's
not a
See,
Monty
I'm
Python
a
fan.
huge Monty
Monty
Python
Python
fan. I'm a massive Monty Python fan. And
Well, do your silly walk. That was my favorite.
I do a lot of references in the house, and he just shakes his head. He
Yeah.
doesn't get it. But I
It
think
was
that's
just
really
never my
cool.
thing.
oh, love it. So, yeah.
Wasn't there
Real
Snaps for
happy
Pete.
about that.
Snaps for Pete.
really? There was a special. Was it on PBS or BBC a couple years back where they did a reunion, and it was hysterical.
Yeah.
Where they all sat around and talked.
So I'm excited. Very excited. July.
Congratulations.
Get to go back to London again in July. Yay. So, all right. That was all I had.
Excellent.
We're going to move on to the news.
All right, our first news story. Diane Disney Miller, Walt's daughter, dies at age 79. Diane Disney Miller, Walt's oldest daughter, died last Tuesday, November 19th, at the age of 79. Miller's death is being attributed to complications from a fall she suffered last September in her home in Napa, California. She's survived by her 7 children and husband of 59 years, Ron W. Miller, former CEO of the Walt Disney Company. Miller was born on December 18, 1933, in Los Angeles, the daughter of Walt and Lillian Disney. She grew up in Los Feliz area and the Holmby Hills. She married Ron Miller in Santa Barbara on May 9, 1954, and they have 7 children. Miller is a well-known philanthropist and has spent her life raising money for various charities and organizations. 2 of her most widely recognized projects are the Walt Disney Concert Hall in Los Angeles and the Walt Disney Family Museum in San Francisco. Kind of sad because I don't think this is something that was expected. I mean, as a result of a fall.
No, I don't think she was in poor health. And so that is sad. But, I was thinking about, you talk about the concert hall and the Walt Disney Family Museum. Tremendous legacy she left
Right.
with that. And she was a good steward. She was a good steward of the family legacy. So,
Well, who's in this next generation? Is there any names floating around? I don't know the grandchildren
Well, I think
that well.
the thing, though, is that there's not been a Disney involved in a Disney company in many years. So I don't know if any of even the grandchildren have any kind of
I think they're
legacy
very
to give.
philanthropic, but I think they're quiet about it.
yeah.
But I mean,
Yeah.
as far as Walt Disney Company per se, I don't think any of them have a hand
None
in
of them
it.
are working on Main Street, though.
Right, exactly.
I know you said it earlier too, but Michael did an excellent job, Michael Bowling, talking about Diane Disney Miller, just because him and Carol had a lot of opportunities to actually meet her at the Walt Disney Family Museum, and so he threw in a bunch of firsthand stories about his interactions with her, and he even admitted that the last time they saw her, she was taking steps 2 at a time. She was in very good shape. So it just, after the fall, it kind of all came as a shock.
That's such a shame.
But his piece on it's really excellent. I mean, I don't think any of us could do it justice because I don't think any of us have ever met her. So
yeah, absolutely. Take a listen to Michael Bowling's tribute to Diane Disney Miller. It was really, really nice. So, all right.
Continuing with our upbeat stories. 3 Disney executives laid off.
Yeah, there's some interesting stuff going on.
3 more executives have been laid off from the Walt Disney Company's theme park division. This makes 6 total in the past few months. Rick Continelli, Senior Vice President of Park Sales and Services for the Walt Disney Parks and Resorts, was one of the most recent layoffs. Continelli was in charge of the Disney Institute, youth, military, weddings, and sports programming, and Disney's convention business. In addition to his everyday duties, Continelli also represented Disney on the Visit Orlando tourism team. Carl Holtz, president of the new vacation operations for Disney Parks, will take over control of the Disney Institute.
Because he's taking over everything. Mm-hmm. They are putting everything under Carl Holtz.
However, it's Disney Institute. It's not like it's,
real.
It's not like it's
real.
It's not a real thing.
No, but you know what? It's just like pretty soon, like Carl Holtz is going to be in charge of like the cups. It's like
stacking the cups at the resorts.
He's like in charge of everything. We're also hearing some rumors. I'm not going to go into too much detail, but I've got from good sources there are going to be some. I think there's going to be some significant shakeups.
I don't have it on this news story. I have other names, but just came out. Was Pixar laid off a whole bunch of people too?
No, I'm on our side of the world. I think in Walt Disney Travel, you're going to see some pretty big shakeups in the next couple of months. So,
the other 2 layoffs came from the Information Technology Group. Laura Hall and Alan Fazio are vice presidents in this field and had been with the company for over 20 years. Disney also announced the restructuring of the Animals, Science, and Environment team. No positions were laid off from this change. Other jobs lost recently include 2 research employees and 1 Internet Group employee. These were due to a reorganization that combined the sales and marketing groups, which makes no sense to me. In addition to the executives who have been laid off, 3 other executives have recently left the company as well. Former Vice President of Global Park Operations and Planning, Brian Britton, left to take a position as Chief Operating Officer at Levi Restaurants. 2 other Disney executives are now employed by NBC Universal.
Huh. Isn't that funny? We were talking about that a few weeks ago. Yeah. They're going to start poaching executives. I said that a few weeks ago. They're poaching executives. They're going to keep doing it. You're going to see more people from Disney making the move over to Universal. This is part of Universal's strategy. They're not bringing over mid-level managers now. They're starting to poach people who have been instrumental in carrying out the things that Disney has done over the past 10 years. And they're bringing that talent, that executive talent, into NBC Universal.
And guess what? If you see your peers start to get laid off and NBC approaches you and says, I have a job for you, you're going to go.
Yes.
Right, exactly. So, now, please.
The DIS boards was supposing that the 2 IT people that got canned were because of magic bands, that maybe not all's well in magic band land.
I think that's a stretch.
Magic band.
I think that's just a wild supposition to make without having any facts. I don't know that to be true. I don't think the website issues with Magic Band. I mean, I know there have been some. I just don't think they have been so devastating that people should be fired. I don't.
Yeah. Also, I mean,
that has been my experience anyway. I realize there are people who are frustrated with it. I'm not telling you. Please don't send me your emails about how you hate it. I'm just saying my experience. I've seen it glitch up. I know it glitches up for a lot of people, but I mean, generally speaking, it's been getting better, and so I don't think that.
I don't know that that's true, but Magic Bands just went under Parks and Resorts for their restructuring. Now it's under that control. So who knows what's maybe a double job, maybe somebody that's no longer needed. But IT has been so dicey at Walt Disney World for so long.
Oh yeah, that IT's been a very.
I'm sorry, they should all be fired.
Oh,
burn it down and start over.
No.
They can't make a website that works.
Well, that's different. I mean, that's not the IT at Disney World. That's corporate IT.
Okay, then burn that down.
Okay.
So, but I think I think there's going to be a continuation of executives leaving Disney, some executives being promoted within Disney, and some changes coming. And I think you're going to start seeing more people. We're going to be reporting more stories over the next 6 months. I'll predict it now. We will be reporting more stories over the next 6 months about executives moving over from Disney, moving over to Universal. Guarantee it. Guarantee it. There's too much money flying into Universal right now, and they need to bring that talent over. They need to bring that talent over. This is interesting to me, anyway. But, okay.
I agree. All right, our final news story. Disney bus driver awarded nearly $1 million after crash. A Disney bus driver involved in an accident 3.5 years ago has been awarded nearly $1 million by a jury. On March 23, 2010, Jean Valentine, 47, was traveling at 35 miles per hour on Epcot Center Drive when his bus crashed into the back of an empty tour bus that had stopped in the middle of the road. Valentine's legs were crushed in the accident, and he has been unable to work since. At the time of the crash, Valentine was cited for careless driving. The jurors in this trial awarded him $970,000 for his injuries, though they still found him partially at fault for the crash. They decided that the driver of the other bus, Deborah Martin, was also at fault for stopping her bus in the road. She testified that she had noticed a, quote, possible mechanical problem with her bus, so she had stopped to check on it and was outside the bus at the time of the crash. Valentine's lawyer said it was, quote, crazy for her to stop in a moving lane of traffic for no good reason, end quote, and that she should have pulled into a parking lot to check on the problem. Seven passengers on Valentine's bus were transferred to a nearby medical center with minor injuries. Valentine was pinned under the steering wheel and was flown to Orlando Regional Medical Center in critical condition after rescue workers freed him. He has been a Disney bus driver for 10 years before the accident. Boy, this is convoluted, huh? They say he's at fault, but they gave him money.
But not well. He's partially at fault. And so, he probably would have gotten double the award had he not been. Why didn't he notice this bus was stopped?
Right.
Why was,
or why didn't the bus driver in the front? Because this happened right outside the turnstile or the auto plaza.
I remember when this happened.
And the parking lot is not really their bus parking lot is not that far away. Why didn't she drive that extra distance?
Right, because her bus was not incapacitated. There was no reason for her to be stopped there. So
she doesn't say what the extent of what she thought the mechanical problem was. Did she smell smoke? Did she think her life was in danger? The bus might have a problem.
Yeah, but still, they have to know they can't park. You can't stop a bus unless it is incapable of movement. You can't stop a bus in moving traffic. You can't.
Well, anything. If you're driving down the road in your car, you get over to the side as quick as you can.
Right, and put on your hazards if you have to.
It happened to me. It happened to me literally 15 minutes after I got my license when I was 16 or 17. And I'm driving home, and my brother-in-law's in the car with me, and my car stalls at a red light, and he gets out to look under the hood, and we're stopped. We're stalled at a red light, and now it's a green light, and this truck comes barreling down, doesn't see, because the car was completely dead. I couldn't even turn the hazards on, and he went right back smashed into the back of the car with me still in it. And Bob saw it just in time to get out of the way, but he got off. He got a ticket for that and got off. But so I know. It's if you're stopped in traffic, it's very likely that something like that could happen. So this bus driver should have known that. But, it's a shame that guys' legs are useless now.
Exactly.
And really, is $1 million a lot?
It's not when you can't use your legs anymore, So, if he was at fault for whatever he was at fault for, he's paying a dear price for it. So I can't begrudge the guy $1 million for the part of it that wasn't his fault. So,
all right, that'll do it for the news.
All right, thank you, John. We are going to move on to rapid fire, and we will start with John.
All right, Disney's Saving Mr. Banks has been re-edited to remove cigarettes.
Are you kidding me?
No, the upcoming Saving Mr. Banks, which stars Tom Hanks as Walt Disney, has been re-edited to omit any cigarettes. Bob Iger set the company's ban on lit cigarettes in 2007 saying this, quote, "We expect that depictions of cigarette smoking in future Disney-branded films will be non-existent." Just some background, Walt Disney picked up the habit during World War I and eventually died from lung cancer. However, the question becomes, is Disney smoking a cigarette germane to this story?
Yes.
Is it really?
It is actually, yeah.
I agree.
Do they cover his death in the movie?
No. But there are scenes involving him smoking. And there are things related to that. So,
Okay.
I mean, you see him coughing. And there's a definite connection between his health condition.
So just have a dry throat.
I know you guys saw
We've both
an
seen the
advanced preview of this. Did it have? Was it the re-edited version or was it the
No.
original version?
The original.
It
We
was the
saw him
original.
smoking. The scene that they took out, the context of it is P.L. Travers comes barreling into the office to talk to him, and he was sitting there smoking. And he freaks out about it because part of Walt, what he wanted, he was almost ashamed of his habit of smoking. He didn't want people to know that he did it. So, I mean, it's kind of important because you see his personality really does change, and you see another side of Walt in it that you wouldn't get to see if this scene isn't in it.
I think it added a lot to his humanity. It showed you that he was a normal person. He was a regular guy that had faults, just along with all the the kind of built-up image of his kind of perfection.
Isn't that rewriting history, though?
It is, and it's sanitizing history.
Well, my only point is this: is that I haven't seen the movie. I didn't realize that it was something that you thought was a key plot point or drove the story in a certain way. But if it was about Walt's life, then removing the cigarette smoking would do it an injustice because he died from lung cancer.
I would imagine in the way you guys are explaining it is that it's not used in like the same way like Mad Men uses it, where it's just like over the top, constant. It sounds like it's more very like a crucial beat
Part of the
in
storyline.
Also, too, at what point do we sanitize all of history? Right. Do we now not say that smoking existed and that Walt Disney never smoked?
Yeah, and that's my problem with it. Look, I realize that it shouldn't be promoted, it shouldn't be glamorized, it shouldn't be trumpeted, it shouldn't be promoted. But that's not what this is. This is a film about something that happened,
and it serves an emotional beat in the plot. That's what really bugs me about hearing this.
Yeah, for people that don't know, the movie's not about Walt Disney. Tom Hanks is almost more of a supporting character.
He
in
is.
it.
That's actually what they're pushing for his Academy Award for supporting actor.
It's all about Emma Thompson as P.L. Travers. She's the main star. The story's connected around her, but Walt Disney's in it to try to connect emotionally with her to get Mary Poppins made.
Oh.
And so any character developments, any change in his personality that he can prove himself to her is very important to the film.
Also, don't forget that they're going to push Tom Hanks for a Best Supporting Actor Oscar because they want good chances of winning. If they promote him in the Best Actor category, that would give him 3, and that would be unheard of. And I doubt this performance, no matter how good it is strong enough to warrant that.
Aren't they
I also say, though, his role in the movie is supporting. I mean, you can't argue that it's
right.
at
Yeah, but
least.
don't they think he's going to be nominated too for Captain Phillips?
Could be.
Maybe.
So
Could be. I love Tom Hanks. Don't get me wrong. I think he should be given every Oscar that
They're
he wants.
actually pushing both him and Colin Farrell for the Best Supporting Actor,
Well,
which
to me-
I think Colin Farrell absolutely deserves.
and you really liked this movie.
Oh, it's unbelievable. Yeah. When I first left the theater, I wasn't sure if I liked it more or less than Gravity, just thinking in terms of Best Picture. But after thinking about it, by far, it's the best movie of the year, I think, for me.
I don't think either of those stand a chance.
I know, August Osage County, just because Meryl.
No, I think 12 Years a Slave.
Oh, you think?
12 Years a Slave.
Have
I
you seen
agree.
that one yet?
No, I haven't, but everything I'm reading.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's actually my plan for the weekend.
Wow.
yeah. I gotta
I
start.
should
I
tell
gotta
you.
start. I gotta start catching up on Oscar bait. Yeah.
I should tell you. I would like to see that very much.
Well, also to throw it out there, now that our coverage on Frozen, which you're going to talk about real quickly here, but now that we're done with that, we're going to start focusing on Saving Mr. Banks. So keep an eye on the blog and our Facebook page and Twitter because we're going to have a lot on Saving Mr. Banks coming up.
When does the Frozen blog go up? Is it up?
Oh, it's been up for a few days. Yeah.
Oh, has it? Okay. Well, I've been on a ship. Well, we've all been on a ship.
You want to hear something interesting? As Adventures by Disney insiders, we received 2 free tickets to Frozen.
Yes, that's
Did
right.
You guys got it too?
Yeah.
Yep.
So has someone has taken one? Did you get it?
Except it's no
When
good.
did you get it?
Except it's no good at AMC theaters.
Oh, see, I didn't go and look at it.
No,
yet.
yeah,
I haven't
it's no
checked
good
my
at
mail in a
MC
couple
Theater.
days.
Mine came yesterday.
Oh,
Yeah, if you've done Adventures by Disney trip, you'll be
yeah,
getting that.
I usually get
You
everything
also have
else.
to have signed up for the Adventure Insiders program.
Well, I've done
Yeah.
that. I usually get everything else, so I just need to
Yeah,
yeah, you'll get that then.
check my
Very
mail.
cool. All right, that's my rapid fire.
All right, thank you, John. Kevin.
I actually have two. Disney's finally released more details on the new restaurant that's coming to the Morocco Pavilion at Epcot. The Spice Road Table will be a tapas restaurant, and it's going to be out along the waterway. Guests will enjoy Mediterranean dishes and specialty drinks. It's meant to look like an outside cafe. The building is whitewashed with blue accents. Now, I don't see that as Moroccan. I see that as more Greek, but it's Mediterranean. They're going to be serving tapas, which means small plates, lots of little plates to make up your dinner. And guests can choose from 120 seats on the terrace and 60 seats indoors.
Anything's
Wow.
better than that sit-down restaurant. I'm sorry, that's just terrible. I mean, I don't like it at all.
Yeah, I don't like it.
I don't like it. I didn't think the food was very good.
That's going to be a huge space.
120 seats is a lot.
Yeah.
It's not. I like the
Well,
fact that it's,
they can't get them into the restaurant, so they got to try and get money for food and beverage
I
somewhere.
also think the idea of offering smaller,
Yeah.
like you pick and choose how you make an entree, I think that's going to appeal to a lot of people.
Especially for how rich that food can be and how spicy some of that food can be.
Well, not everybody's willing to sit down or commit that much time to a sit-down dinner.
Right.
I think that's part of the success.
No sense.
Wow. That got stuck, didn't it?
You spoke it that good.
The look on your face.
It was like it wouldn't come out.
It's not coming
I'm
out.
getting him a CAT scan for Christmas.
Of the new Mexican pavilion is just that they offer smaller dishes that you can. I'm done now.
All right. I actually have a second rapid fire. John and I signed up for something called Trusted Traveler. One of our friends, our co-travelers on an adventure, explained what it is. You go to the government website and you fill out a form. It is an extensive form. The government does a background check on you, and you have to go to the airport. There is a list of many places where you can go for this interview, and they do a background screening, and you become what's called a trusted traveler. And in the United States, I believe there are 30 or 40 airports now doing it, that you would be able to either skip security or your security would be expedited. That means no more shoes, no more coats, no more belts, no more opening your laptop,
Don't have to take your laptop out.
no more taking your 311 liquids out of your bag. The cost was $100 to apply, but then that's the only cost involved in it.
That's good for 5 years.
It is good for 5 years. We asked them what happens at the end of 5 years, and their response was, "We don't know. This is a new program. Nobody's been in it for 5 years. We'll let you know."
Okay.
He did explain to us that this is in its infancy, but it is up and running. I've seen it. It's going to be on hopefully on every reentry port into the United States. Again, it's new. I know Orlando has it, and I believe Port Canaveral had it, where you re-enter the United States and you can bypass customs.
Wow.
This is going to be very exciting when you're coming back from outside of the United States and you get in that custom line with 8 million people.
He said one of the ways it's going to work is that you're going to we have a trusted traveler number, and you actually put that on your airplane reservation. So your boarding pass will show that, and immediately when you get to that first check-in, they're going to know that you're a trusted
Well,
traveler.
there's a special line for you in Trusted
Right.
Traveler.
Right.
You don't even go. You don't get into any regular line. There's a
Right.
special line.
But then even so, they'll recognize you, and then they'll pass it on to the security agents who...
They said
then do the
eventually you will
screening.
get an identification card, and eventually you may be asked to provide that card. We were told when we get it, not to offer it, because a lot of people won't understand it yet. It's still too new. Not to offer it unless we were actually asked for it. It should be on your boarding pass by the time you do it. We think it's going to be a boon to us. So
Yeah.
Did you do the interview already?
we
did.
What was that like? It sounds scary.
We were very scared. I was nervous. I thought, he's going to ask all these questions. All he did was go over our application.
He went over our application.
Is
He
this
made
right?
sure everything was right, and he's the one who provided with us with all this additional information.
We took our fingerprints.
Yeah, you have to be
Took all-
fingerprinted,
took all
but it's
fingerprints.
not an ink fingerprint. It's all done digitally. He asked us he went over the application to verify that everything was correct. Now, we had already been approved. This was the final step in the approval. And I kind of get the feeling that it's the way they sort of judge you when you're going through security. Like if you're sweating and mopping your brow, and you might draw a flag. I think this was all
Right.
sort of a
Kind of in that range.
let me look at you kind of thing. The website is, the guys are going to put this on the show notes page. It's www.tsa.gov, and that will have all of the information. As I said, it's good for 5 years.
And this is different from TSA PreCheck, which is something else that TSA has been experimenting with certain airlines. I think it's most airlines now. If you're in their frequent flyer club, you can be invited to be part of TSA PreCheck. I had gotten it about a year and a half ago, where they ask you to just provide some additional information and
I actually
save that
think
to
it's kind of the same thing.
Well, no, I no. Well, PreCheck is one thing. Trusted Traveler is something else.
I think they're putting it all under the same banner
They
at this
might.
point.
Oh, they might be.
Only because it says Global Entry. There's a couple names for it. Global Entry, Trusted Traveler, and TSA PreCheck. I think it's all
But I just want to point out that I've seen at airports where they have Global Entry and they have Trusted Traveler lines, and that airport does not have TSA PreCheck. So not all airports have it. So, I mean, the Trusted Traveler program, when you go through that process, you're guaranteed. Whereas with TSA PreCheck, you're not. I know now they're allowing it for international flights, but at one point last year, if any part of your itinerary was international, you couldn't use PreCheck. Now I understand that they've changed that. I'll find out when I travel next month. But I've loved TSA PreCheck. I mean, I'm literally through security in 5 minutes.
I used to have the Clear program, and it was 80 something a year. But here in Orlando, it was priceless to be able to.
It was expensive, but again, it wasn't every airport.
No.
Right. But it was worth it for living here, going through the airport, because we timed it one time that I went through Clear and the rest of the family went through the regular line, and we saved a half an hour. I saved a half an hour.
Oh, very good.
So I think it's a great thing if you travel a lot or you don't want to take your shoes and belt and coat and hat off.
Yeah, that's funny. The Global Entry and TSA PreCheck are both on the same thing. So
When we applied for it, the only thing that was different was if you were going, there was a special section you had to apply for if you were going to drive a vehicle across international borders. If you were going to drive into Canada or Mexico, there was a special thing that you could apply for. I didn't see either of us doing that ever, so we kind of applied for all of it, and that was part of it. So I think they've probably put it more under one umbrella now.
Right.
But again, he said, please be patient with us. We're really new at this, and we'll kind of keep you abreast of what's going on. But
Very
I
good.
thought it would be great to be in on the ground floor.
absolutely. Awesome, Kevin. Thank you. Teresa.
This weekend, November 30th and December 1st, is the 50th annual Space Coast Art Festival. And this is in Cocoa Beach. Lots of arts and crafts. There's a run, a marathon of some sort.
Goes through the Space Center.
Yeah, and something like 50,000 people are supposed to converge on Cocoa Beach this weekend.
Wow.
We've been to it a couple times.
Yeah, I think we're going to go
don't
probably
remember
Sunday.
I have no idea.
I can't
Did we
imagine
run?
that
No,
Atlantic
it was all-
Avenue coming into town has got to be backed up.
Remember the Great Danes?
Oh, yeah.
I knew I could get his memory.
Oh,
Oh, there you go.
shut up.
Banjos
I just threw a hoe
playing.
down.
Forgot to turn my phone off. Sorry.
So anyway,
Katie Lang calling.
that's my rapid fire.
All right. Thank you very much, Teresa. Kathy.
Mine is the House of Blues is having some construction going on. They're building a new stage and adding a barbecue smokehouse. And the ticket window that used to be outside is now inside the store, and it should be finished by the middle of January 2014. And the entertainment that they used to have out on the porch is not going to be there until the construction is done.
All right. Awesome. Thank you very much, Kathy. Dustin.
Yeah, I have a rapid fire. It's kind of a rumor. Rumors are that the Comedy Warehouse troupe that is popular at Downtown Disney back in the day before they got rid of Pleasure Island is going to be returning again this year to Hollywood Studios. Last year, the improv comedy show ran from the end of December to the beginning of January, and it was held in the Premier Theater, which I believe is the theater back where the Hunchback of Notre Dame, back there behind
At the
the
street
San
back
Francisco.
behind the lights.
Yeah. The
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
okay.
That was descriptive.
What is that? New York Street?
It was the street behind the lights.
Behind what lights?
The Osborne lights.
Oh, okay.
It's
Yeah.
backed by Lights, Motors, Action.
Right. That used to be a full theater. Now they just use it for special events. But rumor is that Comedy Warehouse comedy troupe is going to be returning again
used to love
for
the
this
Comedy
holiday.
That's cool. Yeah, so did I. So did I. Awesome. That'd be fun to see.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Dustin.
You're welcome.
Shane.
Shane Thomas. So Frozen
Craig.
comes out tomorrow. Yeah, Craig. I have multiple names. Frozen comes out tomorrow in theaters, and we got to see it a couple weeks ago, and so we put up our full review, and it's quite hefty on the blog, so you should go read all 3,000 words that we wrote about the movie.
Is it really 3,000 words?
I don't think it's quite that much, but it is pretty long. But we love the movie. It's really good. It stands up so well to the recent ones, and there's a lot of hype from it. I think that Disney even compared it to the best Disney
Lion
animated
King
film
and
since
Beauty and the
Lion King,
Beast.
Since Lion King,
which
yeah.
is extreme. I mean, it's a big claim, but
think,
it
why
holds,
would they do that? Why?
But you know what? It holds up. It really does. I don't know if I'd go that far, but it does really hold up. So I'm gonna go see it again for sure.
Yeah, and the movie comes out, and then I think the one positive thing, you also wrote a blog about all the Frozen things that have been implemented in the theme parks now. I think that's going to really start to pick up. I was at Celebrate the Magic last night for the Let It Go from Frozen section to see that, and a couple people understood what it was, but kind of the same way at World of Color Winter Dreams, since that's heavily based on Frozen. But I think after the movie comes out, we're going to see a lot more people dying to see all these.
Also, the amount of promotion going on around this movie. I was watching, the last episode of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Guilty Pleasure, and they were doing
a review,
like you had people from Real Housewives
Wasn't
of Beverly
it
Hills
with Kyle and Kim Richards?
Yeah.
And
talking
all of a
about-
sudden, they were just sitting there talking about it.
It was weird.
That is really weird because
I agree.
Bravo is owned by NBC, which is
That's
weird.
what I mean. It's
It was kind of like
how much does Disney have to pay for that?
really like.
I'm sure not that much. I'm sure it was.
Yeah, true.
That expensive.
We were also watching MSNBC, and the big Thanksgiving storm weather forecast is brought to you by Disney's Frozen.
Yeah.
That kind of
Is
thing.
this
just ironic.
Josh Gad apparently plays the snowman.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
Olaf. Yeah.
He was in the original cast of Book of Mormon.
Right.
And he's everywhere. Everywhere. So
Oh, we have an interview that Tom Bell did with him on our YouTube channel.
Is this a full musical or
You
is
laugh at you. He did. We
No,
had-
Tom Bell didn't.
Oh, who did?
As me.
I thought that was Tom.
So did Josh Gad. Was with
I get them confused a lot.
What's that?
I get them confused a lot. Yeah.
is Frozen a full musical or is it just a thing that
It's
has
actually
music?
so the way I really loved it because it's as if they took a full musical and just put it into an animated movie. So like Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, there are songs that like they tell the story, but this almost seems like they wrote a full length musical and then just put it in an animated movie form.
I will say the music stylings are less whimsical than maybe some of the other princess movies have been, and more Broadway style. Now, I can't remember if it's the musicians or the lyricists that did
So
Book of Mormon.
Robert Lopez and Kristen Anderson Lopez, they did Finding Nemo the musical
Nemo the
in
musical.
Animal Kingdom, and they also Robert Lopez did Book of Mormon with
Okay.
the two guys from
Right.
It
South Park.
definitely shows. You can in the music styling, you can definitely hear that.
I can't wait to hear it. I haven't heard it yet.
Yeah, it's fantastic. The music's
There's a
really
Demi
good.
Lovato song in the movie too, right?
In the credits.
in the credits.
Yeah.
That Sean said was better than Adina Menzel.
No, he
Sean
didn't.
didn't say that. Dustin did.
know.
I did.
I was.
I would never say that.
No, I told Dustin, get out of my house, saying Demi Lovato was better than Adina Menzel in anything.
There's
Please.
a vast percentage of our listening audience who probably just doesn't understand this argument.
I think there's a larger percentage than you may think that does. So, all right. Thank you, Shane. Greg.
Okay, so mine is it was covered on the Disneyland show, but Trader Sam's, one of our favorite hangout spots at Disneyland, they added holiday drinks. They've done it basically every year since it's been open, but it's my first time getting to try it. So in the name of research and making sure everyone knew about it, I had to sample all 3 holiday drinks.
You just did, didn't you?
Just before the show.
Several times just before the show. But I loved it. They had the Meli Kaliki Mocha, which was a coffee liqueur drink, and Gorilla Nog, and one other one. It's all fun holiday names. And
Where do they get the Gorilla Nog from?
you don't want to know. But no, it was excellent. It's just a little bit of what I experienced with out at Disneyland.
The red-nosed zebra, I believe.
The red-nosed zebra, yeah. They were really fun, but that's just a little bit. The Disneyland show talked all about everything that's going on in the holidays. And once again, for our YouTube channel, I still have like 4 more videos to put up from Disneyland in the holidays. I've already had like 10 different ones go up. I believe we have the best World of Color Winter Dreams video on the internet right now.
It's incredible.
And it's finally live after some issues, but we have the best one, so I urge everyone to go out and watch all of it.
And there's a couple of scenes that you pulled out and made individual videos for, which are really good.
There's
Now
a
we
couple
got
more, too.
ton of great holiday videos up on the site right now, up on our YouTube channel. Craig's done an amazing job getting them up this year. So, all right, that is going to do it for Rapid Fire. And as I said, rather than doing a separate segment this week, we are just kind of going to extend our news show because, I got to clean my house and start cooking.
Everybody's busy this week.
We all got pain.
Yeah.
Also, the cruise, we're having trouble catching up from the cruise. Like, we just got
Yeah,
back.
I think I brought other people's laundry home with me. I'm not sure.
I asked everybody to spend some time thinking about their 3 favorite things to do at Walt Disney World for the holidays. And I imagine that many of us will have some of the same things that we love to do, but I just thought it would be a good discussion to have. What our 3 favorite things are. The holidays at Walt Disney World, and I'm looking right at you, Mrs. Eccles.
Want to start with me?
I'm starting with you.
She's thinking about anniversarying.
Yes, that's what I'm thinking about. Okay. Osborne Lights.
Is that number 3 or number 1?
Oh, Lord.
Rank them.
I have to rank them?
You have to rank them.
Who all went to Osborne Lights this year?
I haven't been yet.
I understand that every night has been a madhouse.
It's always a madhouse. I've never been
But
over
like
there.
more so than usual for some reason.
I haven't heard.
The holiday crowds are definitely in now. I mean, we are gone. I've been gone for like 2 weeks straight now, but I went last night to do that and then go to Magic Kingdom after. And I was hitting people with my tripod. I was stepping on babies. All sorts of stuff like that.
Oh, my.
busy.
He has a story.
Yeah, he really is a storyteller.
Did you hurt a baby?
He's a baby with a tripod.
So, Teresa, go ahead.
Okay, so I have to rank them, then take that one off because I was just like
Okay.
throwing them out in no random order.
Well, you don't have to do that.
Okay, well, I'm not going to rank them then. Okay, Osborne Lights because it snows and I love sparkly lights. Okay. Going to Downtown Disney. I just like to go shopping at Downtown Disney because there's music's playing. It's festive. Doesn't cost anything unless you're shopping, unless you're actually buying something. So I just love Downtown Disney. And the main one I like this year, and I've done it numerous times already, is the Jingle Cruise.
Yes. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a little touch that I think, personally, I think every attraction in the park should have a little Christmas version. I don't know why they can't do that, but it's the Jingle
Well, I don't know
Cruise.
why they can't decorate the rest of the park for Christmas.
Well, I know. That's why I like this. I mean, the queue is cute. It's got lots of little.
I also think it's
stuff
something
going on.
different for us.
It is different.
Because it's different, it's new, it's exciting. So
Yeah.
I think it's cool.
They were giving out a poster, a limited edition
I know,
poster
I wish I could have
over the
gone and got
weekend.
one. But I do like the Jingle Cruise, so that's my
What kind of
three.
poster?
It's cool.
Yeah.
Did you get extras?
No.
Wow.
Way to think of
got one
us.
for you.
So that's mine. Simple, to the point.
Can I have 11?
Well, there's other things I like too, but that's just off the top of my head. Yeah.
Where do you like to eat for over the holidays? Like, is there a particular restaurant or a particular spot that you think kind of makes you feel more in the spirit eating there?
Not really. Not per se any specific meal, but I do always stop by the bakery during the holidays because they've always got fun little, festive holiday offerings.
See, I love Le Cellier. at the holidays. I just think there's something about the space.
It's very cozy.
That really lends itself
Well, I've
to
yet
that,
to go there, so
to that feel. Oh,
Oh, you've never been there?
wow. Poor Teresa.
I know
All
I'm
these
sad.
things.
I live a sad life.
But yeah, I think like for me, like Le Cellier is that restaurant that is just, of all the restaurants at Disney, maybe Yachtsman, but definitely Le Cellier.
I like Chefs de France for that same reason.
Chefs de France, yeah.
The light in there is so good. Everybody looks good in Chefs de France.
Yeah.
The light is special.
It is
and I
great.
like the idea that you can see outside. And it's kind of like, they've decorated for Christmas and you're watching people Christmas shop. And it's
Yeah. So, all right. Well, thank you, Teresa. Kathy, what about you? What are your favorite things to do?
Sort of agreeing with Teresa on her choices, but we got to see the glow with the show ears the other night at the Osborne Lights. And if there were ever, you can see it at Magic Kingdom, but it seems at Hollywood Studios it's more intimate, that the lights, more people have the ears on. It's just a better experience.
So, do a lot of people have the glow with the show ears on?
They do. And then a lot of people have been fascinated. They have the display stands, and everybody watches the glow with the show ears on the display stand sync with the music. So that was fun.
Where do they have those? In the shops?
Yeah, along the street.
Oh.
So I like that. Another thing that I like to always see, since they took away that thing that I'm not going to mention, but
the boat sank. Get over it.
somebody sent me a link to the music and some lights, so that I'm happy again. But at Epcot, on the fountain stage there in Future World, they have Joyful, a gospel celebration of the season.
I haven't seen that yet.
That is really, you can't help but get involved with the music and watch them perform. They're great. They do gospel, they do jazz, they do rhythm and blues. It's just a little bit of everything. And it brings some life to the holiday season at Epcot, since they took so much away. They brought. Everybody's looking at me. I'm not going to go there, but remember when they?
I'm waiting for it.
When they used to have the characters come out
And
on
what
the.
else?
on the-
What else did they used to have?
I'm not going to go there. I'm going to be good today.
Lights of winter.
I'm going to be the mayor of Bittertown, but
She is. Kathy's very, for those who don't realize what we're talking about, they took something away in Epcot a few years ago, and Kathy is very, very bitter.
it was the whole experience, because I said we would go over probably almost every night to see them bring the bus out, the double-decker bus that had the characters on it, and they had cast members from all the countries talk about some traditions from their country, and everybody sang songs, and it was like it made your world like a whole lot smaller. I miss that. They took away like the heart of Christmas.
Wow.
They did.
Wow,
They
the
reached
heart of
inside
Christmas.
Christmas's chest and pulled the heart out.
Somebody give Cindy Lou Who a
I can hear
lollipop.
people singing now. Oh my gosh!
I'm sure there's other people out there, but I mean, it was like I know that
Dolphins and whales are beaching themselves right now from the pitch of that response.
I was going to behave myself,
The
but
heart of
They
Christmas.
threw it into the ocean.
yes, they did. They did. I'm sorry.
So
gosh,
that was
I'm
so
going shopping for
graphic.
Kathy.
My gosh, Kathy.
It is. I'm sure there's other listeners out there that agree with me that was something that they look forward to participating in.
Yes,
at
but they're all in
Christmas.
therapy.
Yes, they probably are. We're all in there together. But
well,
Heart of Christmas.
so that's my.
the heart of Christmas has been ripped out. Have a magical
I'm making a
day.
note of that right
Christmas,
now. That was
everybody.
just so- oh my gosh.
We're going to shoot back to Shane Thomas.
Oh, so I don't really prepare three, but I think some of the ones that I were thinking of have already been mentioned. Osborne for sure. I love Candlelight Processional. It's one of my favorite things to do at Christmas time. I was actually in the choir for 1 year.
Oh, neat.
And so I just love the whole experience of just listening to the music and hearing the story and having the celebrity narrators there. But I think the biggest one for me is just going around to the resorts. It doesn't cost any money. It's free, and most of the deluxe resorts are like fantastically decorated. Like Wilderness Lodge, for example, is just beautiful. And Grand Floridian, you can just go hang out. There's usually Christmas music being played either by like the big band or the piano player. And then they have the Gingerbread House. It's just very festive and just nice just to go spend some time. You can spend like a whole day just going to all the different deluxe resorts.
yeah.
I agree.
And then the ones over near Epcot, you can like Yacht Club and Beach Club. They have like the carousel horse and the little Christmas village that they have set up in the Yacht Club. So
Yeah, the deluxe hotels are the ones that are going to have the really kind of over the top displays to go look at. They're not doing.
But they're all pretty. I mean, Art of Animation does some funky stuff too.
All Star has like tinfoil Christmas trees or something.
Yeah, I mean, it's a.
Stop.
I like those.
I do too. It makes me think of Grandma.
See, in thinking about this, I was kind of going for myself, thinking about the traditions that I do every year, the things that have come to mean Christmas now that I live down here. Of course, a candlelight processional is one of those, but with the dinner package, I really like doing the dinner package. That's something that Mom and I and whoever else is around, but it's always Mom and I, do that every year. That's part of our Christmas tradition, that we do the candlelight processional dinner package. And I'm not sure which restaurant we're at this year, but I forgot what I booked. But
John and I have a Christmas tradition around the candlelight processional too. We sit in the audience and try and figure out which one's going to faint.
Spot the fainter. We do try to spot the fainter.
one of my other ones is buying my gingerbread houses from the gingerbread house at the Grand Floridian. I have one every season that I get there. Plus, I buy the peppermint bark and all the other stuff I'm not supposed to have. But obviously, if you're watching the video version of the show, I've put on a few pounds. So I've been hitting the peppermint bark maybe a little harder than I should. But the other thing it may sound cliche, but the other thing for me is the Christmas party. Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. Normally, this year, I'll have to go back when I'm not covering it and just kind of be there and
give it another try
and see it. But normally that is one of those things, along with just kind of walking around Epcot, having that experience, especially when the different countries are decorated for Christmas and you have that whole vibe going on. And that's why I was talking about the restaurants and the places that you eat. That Le Cellier and Chefs de France certainly evoke that for me. But Epcot in general kind of evokes that for me. There's always you said the joyful performance in Epcot I want to go see.
Yeah, you have to see them.
I've heard good things about them, and I've heard them from the other side of the park, but I haven't gone up and watched. So,
another cool place to go. You said Disney, but Celebration at Christmas, and it snows. I mean, I like that kind of Florida snow where it comes down. You don't have to shovel it. Whatever,
right.
But they have like a horse-drawn carriage that goes through the town, and they've got the music. So if you're looking for a little quainter, more intimate Christmas,
right?
The problem with that I had last year is if you plan on going to Celebration after 4 p.m., you're not going to find any parking because they close that whole main street.
Yeah,
down.
exactly.
Well, don't be the guy that one year he didn't heed the warnings that they were going to start making it snow, and he left his car there, and they snowed around where his car was. He wasn't very happy when he came out.
The other thing that I want to mention to people, it's a tradition I do almost every year, is ice over at the Gaylord Palms off of Osceola Parkway. The tradition there is we have dinner at the buffet restaurant is Villa Flora. Amazing buffet.
Villa Blanca, but no, I've been watching too many Housewives.
Yeah, really. And this is over the Gaylord Palms. Amazing. First of all, that atrium, that incredible atrium decorated for Christmas is pretty stunning.
The outside of the hotel is always so great.
It is.
They always decorate that so beautifully.
And we would do ice and then go have dinner. And ice is amazing. They turn huge parts of their convention center into a winter wonderland with these massive ice sculptures. And they keep all these rooms at 20 degrees.
Actually, it's an exterior building that they put up just for that.
Oh, is it? I thought it was in the convention space.
You walk through the convention center, and then you walk back outside to this giant frozen tent. And it's
amazing.
It's pretty wild.
And they do. I mean, it's really creative. And they do this apparently at all the Gaylord.
Yeah, they do.
Properties. But so certainly down here, something. If you have a rent-a-car, there's not really any easy way with, I think, regular transportation, certainly not Disney transportation, to get over there. But if you have a chance, I really recommend it. Villa Flora for dinner and ice at the Gaylord Palms.
Are they doing anything additional? Remember the year they did snow and freezing rain and slush? Remember when they did snow? And they did
slush comes in January.
This year's theme is Frosty the Snowman.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because one year they did a whole second thing where it was ice and snow. Don't you remember that?
Mm-mm.
No.
Yeah, that was in 2010, I think.
Thank you.
2011.
Baby
remember.
Hitter knows what I'm talking about.
Baby hitter.
Baby.
No, I step on babies.
Baby stepper.
I step on babies. I want that in a bumper sticker for you.
Step on babies.
What about you, John?
I'm not sure what you call it, but it's that thing where you get a hotel room and you close the blinds and you turn the lights off and you drink. That's my favorite thing to do at Christmas. I enjoy that the most.
I call it happiness.
Do you? Actually,
No, you call it Thursday.
Right, we call it Thursday.
I just want you to know he's a thief.
That was Kevin's joke earlier.
He's a thief.
Actually, Sean mentioned it. Going around the resorts is my favorite thing. I love to go and see all the different decorations. Talked about Grand Floridian. The Grand Floridian feels old-fashioned to me. It feels like you're having an old-fashioned Christmas.
The Wilderness Lodge feels that way too.
Yeah, Wilderness Lodge is a great
I
feel
picture
Christmas.
you dressed as Scrooge going from
Do you?
resort to resort.
No, he's Mr.
Yeah.
Fezziwig.
See, I like when they picked the Victorian era because people had to work at Christmas.
Yeah.
Well, actually, no, he's the love child of Scrooge and Mr. Fezziwig. Is really kind of what he is.
People had to work.
And I haven't been this year, but usually it was seeing the lights on the castle light show. So I don't know how it is
beautiful.
this year, if it's still as good or not.
That's because
but
it's not Thanksgiving yet.
that's true. That's why we haven't been yet,
Yeah.
for sure.
I'm kind of a stickler for that. Christmas doesn't happen until after Thanksgiving. I understand in Florida it happens in September. Or in Cracker Barrel it starts in July. But it doesn't happen to me until after Thanksgiving. I don't even want to see it.
We already have a neighbor who has the blow up Santa that goes.
Oh, we have neighbors that have lights up. Doesn't it kind of freak you out, though? I mean, I'm thinking, okay, Thanksgiving's this week, but oh my God, I don't have my decorations out yet. I hate that I'm starting to feel
I
that
know
way.
that it's maybe it's just my peccadillo, my weirdness. It doesn't happen until after Thanksgiving.
Well-
I'm willing to take them one at a time.
Now that Dixie Stampede's no longer here, I had no idea when it was August or not. That's right. You know,
They put up that aluminum Christmas tree, and that even wasn't the good aluminum Christmas tree. And now it's a Forever 21. Yay!
It's a hard candy Christmas.
It's a funny story about that song. I like to drive around Celebration and look at the decorations. I actually like to drive around any neighborhood and see people's decorations.
Fort Wilderness.
I enjoy that. I enjoy Celebration at the holidays, anytime from Thanksgiving till Christmas.
What's that neighborhood that used to put the lights out?
I don't know if they still do it. It's what we would call the museum neighborhood north of downtown. Right off Orange Avenue. Every neighbor, both sides
Oh, I
of the
know where
street
you're
used to
at,
do the
yeah.
Candelaria, where they would line their driveways. I think there was a fire, so they might have stopped.
No, they gave people those fake candles. Yeah. They put paper bags out and they put
Luminaries,
candles,
yeah.
Yeah.
and they line their driveways. But everybody did it, so the whole neighborhood was.
It was very cool to drive through and see it. We used to do that after we would go to Candlelight Processional, and then we would go drive around downtown Orlando to see that, and then we would go home.
Tell them about the thing St. Cloud did that one year, where you drove through it.
Oh, out at the rodeo. They had,
You know, a story's always going to be good when it starts out at the rodeo.
well, it's now what's it called now?
Osceola Farm and Feed.
Or something like that. It's huge, this huge area. What they did was it was like $10 a car, but they set up 20 or 30 light displays. You turned your radio to a certain station, and as you drove through, they did this all in the parking lot. It was all set to a timer, so when your car got to it, the lights would come on, and it was different Christmas scenes and Christmas things. It lasted about 45 minutes, and we had a great time doing it, so that's fun. I like the smaller stuff. I love Disney, but I like some of the smaller stuff too. I agree. Going to the different resorts and kind of just sampling. I think if you take the Backstage Magic tour that they offer, they used to take you through the Christmas.
Well, I think they do a holiday backstage tour too,
Right.
where they take you back to the.
And they explain that they start next year's Christmas in January.
Oh yeah.
So I think to
Doesn't
myself,
everybody?
the work that goes into that, you know.
Oh, that's
so,
a year-round thing at Disney
Right.
World.
So I enjoy that. I enjoy seeing the fruits of other people's labors that put up these Christmas trees, and just to see what they've chosen as their theme that year and stuff like that. They really do a good job of it. I think I like the feeling of Christmas at Disney more than any activity.
I agree.
Yes.
You can get that sort of warm, fuzzy hometown feeling. I love the Main Street in Hollywood Studios. I think Hollywood Studios does great decorations, and they have like old-fashioned department store windows. That
Yeah, they do. They do.
And I think that's something that happened when I was a kid. The department stores always decorated their windows, so I really enjoy that.
Yep. And you talk about going around resorts. One of my favorite things to do. You mentioned Fort Wilderness. get that golf cart and drive around. These folks decorate those campsites, I mean, to the nines in some cases. And it is so great.
And funky. Some of it's
Oh,
weird,
it's awesome.
funky.
It's
yeah.
awesome. Absolutely awesome. It's one of my all-time favorite things to do.
I also like it when there's cooler weather here.
Yes, like now. I'm loving this.
Even
Beautiful.
more. I want to wear a sweatshirt when I go out in Disney at Christmas time. I want it to be cool enough that
You need a little something extra,
Right.
yeah. Dustin, what about you? What's your...
Yeah, all of mine have been mentioned now.
You're welcome.
it's horrible when you're last, right?
Yeah, it is. Well, Craig's still got to go too, but Fort Wilderness for sure. Definitely like going around Fort Wilderness. I guess we didn't really mention this. I like Holiday Wishes. That fireworks show
Is amazing, yeah.
really can't be beat. And
But
then-
Wishes in general.
yeah.
I mean, it's a great fireworks show.
But love Holiday Wishes. Usually they have the 360 or wraparound fireworks. And then my all-time favorite is the spectacle of dancing lights over at Hollywood Studios. Another thing, you mentioned Gaylord Palms and some of the other things in the central Florida area. You don't have to go into this place, but you can at least enjoy the decorations on the outside. The Holy Land Experience has some really cool decorations on the outside.
I've never really
it's-
looked.
They light it up really well. I don't care, how you feel about the place, but definitely drive past it and look at the lights. It's kind of cool.
Okay. Cool. Gregory, what about you?
Well, let me take you on this 3-hour journey.
Oh my gosh. Such a freak. I love you guys.
Now, I'll start with the deluxe resorts, hopping around those. Everyone said it
Can I
already.
go home?
Oh.
Yeah, really.
Can I leave the Nook?
My second one is actually at Fort Wilderness, not necessarily driving around and seeing all the decorations. That's awesome. But this past year, Kylie and I went to see Hoop-Dee-Doo right at New Year's, and they decorate the inside. And like during the portion where you eat, normally they play like "Oh My Darling," songs like that, but they do like Christmas songs on the piano and the banjo. And it was actually a really nice touch. It was kind of like a good old-fashioned Southern Christmas.
Yeehaw.
I liked it.
Like the
Harkening
ones you used
back
to have
to-
back in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Exactly, like the ones we had in Pennsylvania.
Daddy on the banjo.
Yes.
Yeah, but Banjo was the family dog.
Oh my God.
Sorry, Dad.
But then my favorite one,
Daddy and Banjo meant something entirely different in his house.
I think my favorite is probably actually I can't. Illuminations, the holiday tag.
Oh yeah.
So Walter Cronkite talking about peace on earth and goodwill and all that jazz garbage.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, Craig.
But
I cracked myself up.
yeah, that's cool. But I have to say, after being out in Disneyland for Christmas now, I know I'm gonna get shunned, but I don't think anything out here can compare.
I agree.
So your
To
favorite
Christmas
thing in
out there.
Disney World for Christmas is Disneyland.
Well,
Yeah, it is.
it's something that's something I've wanted to experience for a while. I haven't gotten out there really for the holidays, so very excited that I will be out there and get a chance to see this stuff
It's
firsthand this year.
it's just ridiculous. It feels like Christmas 24/7. No matter where you go, every attraction has some sort of decoration on it.
Okay.
And then they find just little ways to improve, like the Monsters Inc. ride in California Adventure. Nothing Christmas about it, but like they put a Santa hat on Roz at the end of it. Like just they,
It's the
they
simple
go
things.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
telling ya, it is.
I wish we did that in Disney World, but
We don't have a Roz.
we don't have a Roz.
Craig,
well,
do you
we
put
do.
up a Christmas tree at home?
Yeah, ours is already up. We haven't decorated it yet, though.
Oh,
Yeah.
so sweet.
No, ours
It's-
won't go up until
After Thanksgiving.
I don't want to incur the wrath of Kevin.
Put that stuff away. It's not Thanksgiving.
Do you take it down New Year's Day?
If it was me, I would take it down in April. Once it's up, I love it up.
Yeah.
But I can't. Time goes. My mother used to say as she got older, time went really fast, and I didn't believe her. And now it's like time goes fast enough. I can't.
Yes.
It
I don't want to
does.
keep rushing it. You know. I mean, I won't. Christmas won't even be here, and stuff will be Valentine's Day in the stores. And I think to myself, this is ridiculous. It's going too fast. Just let it be what it is. Enjoy it. I don't have
Exactly.
to-
Try to.
Right. So, and I don't mean to belabor this point, but Christmas doesn't happen until Friday.
All right, so what about personal things that you do for Christmas? What's like a personal tradition not related to Disney?
Oh my, how personal.
I can tell you mine. I really like to have our house decorated. And it's just, I love the way it looks. I love the way it feels. I like it
Well-
when the weather turns cooler here.
Thanksgiving night, every Thanksgiving, I watch National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
I say there are certain movies, Christmas Vacation and Home Alone.
And we've actually added a new one recently. 4 Christmases with Reese Witherspoon.
Reese Witherspoon?
And Reese
He's
Witherspoon.
catching
Reese
my
Witherspoon. Reese
and
without her spoon.
Vince Vaughn. We love this movie.
Elf with
Yeah,
Will
that's
Ferrell.
cute.
Oh, you're
Oh,
all
that
such
cracks
new
me up.
movies.
It's
What about
hilarious.
the really old classics?
I hate It's a Wonderful.
See, I'll watch it without him.
Oh, how about White
White
Christmas?
Christmas, It's a Wonderful
Not about
Life.
Christmas.
This is an ongoing argument.
No,
in my
I like
house.
the new stuff
not
better.
Christmas
I do.
movie.
I
The
do.
newest one I like is Yellow Suit Your Eye. Yeah, I like that one over that
Yeah,
one.
That's
That
one of John's
Christmas
favorites.
I love
Christmas
that
in
one.
Connecticut. I love
Christmas
the
in Connecticut. I love it. I love it. How many rocking
I
chairs
don't
can
like
you
It's a
have?
Wonderful Life.
No.
I think it's because I've watched it 800 times. It's just enough.
I have a piece of movie trivia for you before you go on.
Okay.
Have you seen Home Alone?
Yes.
You know the scene where they're trying to get back, and there's a guy who's in the airport trying to help him out with John Candy.
The van or
Right, but
Yeah.
before they get to the van, there's
Yeah.
a guy there. Do you know who that guy?
Yeah.
You know who that guy is in
No.
the movie?
not off the top of my head.
He's Ralphie from
Oh,
Is
really?
it?
Story.
Is it Ralphie?
Yep.
Oh, I'll have to watch it.
Billingsley. What's his
Peter
name?
Billingsley.
Yeah,
Peter
Peter
Billingsley.
So, Boys in the Nook. Do you watch old classics?
Boys in the Nook.
Yes, I enjoyed Jingle All the Way with Sinbad and Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh God.
I'm just kidding. I know I love Christmas Vacation's my number one.
Christmas Vacation,
movie.
Christmas Story, Muppet Christmas Carol for sure.
Yes.
Muppets.
But yeah, White Christmas is one of my favorites.
Scrooge with Albert Finney, the musical.
Right.
Oh
From
no,
71.
Reginald Owen.
No,
They're so overreacting.
No, the Scrooge with
musical.
Albert Finney. I love it.
Look,
It's my favorite one.
I always say if Christmas Carol, and I believe this is true, is the greatest story ever told in human history. The only way to improve upon it is with the Muppets.
I liked it with Susan Lucci.
I think the greatest.
Whatever happened to the
Hold
Jesus
on.
story?
I was just going to say the greatest story ever told was, I believe, the birth of Christ,
Susan
and
Lucci
then
was good.
Scrooge.
You're mixing your stories up.
Yeah, but I just want to throw in
Terminator
before we
might be in there though too.
Terminator.
Die Hard, yes, absolutely.
I just want to throw this in because I've been asked about it on Facebook. I've gotten both the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4 that just came out. Everybody's asking me which one I prefer, and I'm ready now to declare a winner in the console wars. It is Xbox by a mile.
For Disney Infinity or just in general?
No, I'm talking about in general.
Oh.
Just Xbox One by a mile.
Agreed.
It's incredible. It's incredible. So there's that. If you can get your hands on one, I pre-ordered it in August, both of them, and I'd forgotten where I ordered the Xbox from, and was looking for the receipt, like the confirmation email, and I couldn't find it. I'm like, well, maybe I didn't order it. And then I look in the pile of boxes that was waiting for me when I got back from the cruise, and there was one from Microsoft with my Xbox One in it. Day one edition. The graphics are amazing on it. Both of them have great graphics. Just the user interface on Xbox is much better. And
Pete's favorite Christmas thing is teasing children who can't get presents.
Yeah, really.
Why,
well, you can also, what I really love about it, it interfaces with your TiVo, and you can control your television and your TiVo voice activated from your couch, and it works really, really, really well. Tell it watch ABC, and it will go to if the high def channel is available, it will go to the high def ABC channel. It's wild. It does some really, really cool stuff. I love the Xbox One. I think they did a great job with it. So that's the winner of the console wars now. Everybody else can just forget about it now.
Forget about it all. Well, I have a Christmas question. What's the one thing that you either make or have to eat that tells you that Christmas is here?
Reservations.
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah. I know the Thanksgiving meal is the beginning of,
It's the beginning of it. Not one specific
Foodapalooza,
one
yeah.
particular food?
No.
Or just
No,
the
it's
stuff?
just, it's just like, making the meal for Thanksgiving, I know, is just kind of, that's the entree to Christmas. That's the...
And
Kathy?
that's the appropriate
We
entree
make
to Christmas.
homemade sausage. So we do like Christmas and Easter. So I know it's coming up
holidays.
on that time now that we'll make our homemade sausage, and that's our tradition. It's been through the generations.
Ours is hard candy. We make hard candy of different flavors.
And this is like stuff that can kill you. It's like
is.
so sharp.
Something
No,
like-
we perfect.
Bludgeon somebody with it.
Something very specific for me. I grew up in Virginia, and we would always go to Colonial Williamsburg in the fall and before Christmas, and so they would have this little tavern that had gingerbread cookies, but they're like these big fluffy gingerbread cookies and homemade ginger ale, and that just reminds me.
The
Wow.
holidays.
Oh, that sounds great.
Yeah, it's awesome.
That sounds great.
It's like a little house on the prairie Christmas.
Yes, he was Laura. It was Laura Ingalls.
Who's Laura Ingalls?
An eggnog milkshake from McDonald's.
Oh, man.
Wow.
No, I'm kidding. I don't know. We make a bunch of cookies, ginger snaps, butterscotch bars, different things like that. But yeah, Thanksgiving meal, that's like one of my favorite meals.
That's
if I had
the
to,
starter.
if
like
I had
the
to choose
kickoff.
one favorite meal, it would be turkey stuffing, all that stuff.
And then the leftovers, day
Oh, yeah.
after day.
Oh, the turkey sandwiches. See, I make a pumpkin bread that I use as the basis for my
Your turkey
my
sandwich?
turkey sandwiches because they're all open face.
Yeah.
And, oh my God! Oh no! That's I'm hungry for that now. I go through all that cooking just so I can get to the next
yeah.
day when I can have.
I went to I was in Maine one time in the fall, and they made pumpkin bread for just before Thanksgiving, and then they made French toast out of it,
Oh, my gosh.
which was really good.
Oh, that's a great idea.
I love pumpkin anything, though. I mean, you like pumpkin pie?
I don't like pumpkin pie.
Really?
No. So
Start of the holidays for me is the pumpkin K-Cups at Dunkin' Donuts. And I know
It's
the
weird,
holidays
but
are
that's
here.
really kind of
Right,
It's
isn't
one of
it?
those things that
You see it on sale and you think Christmas is here.
yeah.
Christmas.
there are certain smells that put you in the Christmas mood. Cinnamon does that.
Absolutely.
All right,
Anybody?
let's go home and decorate.
Yeah.
No,
Well.
not till Friday.
Oh, sorry.
Well, we need to wrap up because I need to go clean my house and start cooking because I'm having people Thursday. So, but thanks everybody for your holiday suggestions and your sharing your personal things that you do for the holidays when nobody's looking.
Oh, my.
I'm looking directly at Teresa.
Yeah, really. I'm thinking about those personal things, too.
Lord.
That's why she makes hard candy. Okay.
Oh, Lord, end it now. Put me out of my misery.
All right, folks, that is going to do it for this episode. We hope you enjoyed it. We'll be back with you again next week with another edition of the DIS Unplugged. Thanks for being with us, everybody. And remember, have a happy Thanksgiving. Bye,
Happy
everybody.
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving.